So I'll talk about influence real quick. So I think that's the fourth part of my presentation. So influence is all about getting people to say yes, right? And the father of influence is Dr. Robert Cialdini. He wrote a book called Influence in the 80s. And then since he wrote a book called Persuasion, he's, I would argue, the marketing person all of you need to read. Like if you understand Dr. Cialdini, you know a lot about marketing and getting people to do what you want them to do. I've used this in marketing. I've used this as a parent. I've used this as a husband, as a friend, to get people to kind of influence them to do certain things. So it's very, very powerful. So there are 7 principles of influence. I'm just going to touch on 5 of them because these 5 are the most relevant ones in dentistry. And what Dr. Cialdini said is, first, you need to know what these principles are. Second, you need to use them to create a moment. In that moment, people are 3 times more likely to say yes. Therefore, third, you need to use that moment to get that yes. In other words, if you don't use that moment, doesn't matter what you did up until this point, you are not going to get the yes you want. So understand the principle and create the moment, and then use that moment to get a yes. So the principles are commitment, social proof, authority, liking, and reciprocity. So these are the 5 principles I'm going to just touch on. Commitment is all about getting people to do things. For example, one of the areas where you would use commitment is no shows. So you can have them read out the date and time of the appointment. You can remind them and ask them reconfirm an appointment. So every time they read out the name and time of the appointment, or when they reconfirm, they are committing to the appointment. So the chance of them showing up goes up significantly. So if you don't do these things, you might have a no-show issue. I'm just giving you a tip. Second, reciprocity. We tend to do things for people who do things for us, right? Simple. I invite Shelly for my birthday. She's going to invite me for her birthday, So we tend to, I'm nice to her. She's going to be nice to me. So we as humans tend to, like give to those who give to us, right? I mean, I get a Christmas card, I'll send a Christmas card, same thing. So when somebody is appreciating you in the office, like for example, you might be interested in their life, so you ask about their pet or something that's important to them, whether it's their child or their gardening or their travels, and now they really appreciate the fact subconsciously that you care about them and you asked about what's important to them, and then you ask about how they feel about your practice. What do you think they're going to say? They're going to say wonderful things. Why? Because they just appreciate how kind and nice, how caring you were. And they're going to do the same thing. They're going to be caring towards you. They're going to think of reasons why your practice is great and tell it to you. Great time to ask for a review. So when they tell you why they love your practice, that's when you ask for the review. And that's how you get the love letter review. So reciprocity is a great way to get, again, Shelly is a genius. So if you want to get into more details, I would definitely ping her on this. Social proof, we don't like to take risk. Social proof, which are Google reviews, kind of cuts that risk for us. I don't need to talk to 17 patients of yours to decide I'm going to become a patient. I can quickly go to your Google page, Google review page, see that you have 250 reviews, and many of them are love letter reviews, and you have 4.7 stars. I'm in, right? I'm sold. I didn't have to spend 3 hours, trying to vet you. So it's a great way to vet people today, and that's what social proof is.